Hi, I'm Fletcher Carpenter here with Clark Richter, who's about to grill me, I think.
I have named this session, Do I Have a Case? What we're going to do here is ask him some hypotheticals about personal injury cases, and he's going to tell us whether you have a case. Here's number one. Husband and wife are driving to San Diego. They get to the sand dunes. Husband gets distracted, drives off the road, and the wife is terribly injured. Does she have a case?
Yes, wife has a case. You can sue your husband, and your husband's auto insurance will cover the claim. Not the case if it's homeowner's insurance, because it usually excludes residents of the same household. But in an auto case, yes, you can make a claim on your husband's or other family members' auto insurance.
All right, another hypothetical. You're driving down the freeway and a Home Depot bucket bounces out of a truck onto the roadway. You use your best efforts to avoid the bucket, but you swerve to the left and you hit a median and you are seriously injured. The truck is long gone. Do you still have a claim?
So if you're going to, yes, you do have a claim. And if you have uninsured motorist coverage, you can make a claim against a phantom vehicle, but there has to be corroborating evidence of the existence of a phantom vehicle. So you need to make sure you collect that evidence, which is usually going to be at the scene of the crash. Maybe there's some tire tread marks or something like that, or maybe there's some witnesses that saw this other vehicle. There's got
What
to be
about the bucket?
the bucket. If you can find the bucket, take some pictures of the bucket. There has to be some evidence that corroborates the existence of a phantom vehicle. That's actually a statute in Arizona. So you do have a claim, but you've got to satisfy a hurdle.
So you're out walking at about 6:30 at night and it's dark. You come to an intersection, kind of a side street intersection. There's no crosswalk, but you look both ways and you start to cross, and all of a sudden you're run down by an e-bike with no lights. The e-bike is long gone. Do you have a claim?
That's a much more difficult situation. Getting hit by a bicycle, a lot of underinsured or uninsured motorist coverages aren't going to apply to a human-powered bike, but it's an e-bike. So those do fit the definition of bicycle, but I know a lot of those kids mess with them and remove the governors and put them into higher speeds that might cross into the zone of a motorcycle, which would be considered a vehicle under most uninsured motorist policies. So it's possible you have a claim if you can convince the carrier that it was going so fast that it should be considered a motorcycle rather than a.
But what if you can't find the e-bike driver?
Yeah, that's tough. Your underinsured is probably, so you can still make the phantom vehicle claim, but you've got to have corroborating evidence. You'd also really need and want evidence that this bike was going at speeds that would class it as a motorcycle. If it was just going a normal speed and it more of a pedal assist bike that's going 15 miles an hour, that'd be a really tough underinsured motorist claim.
All right, this is called the zone of danger question. Do I have a case? Your same situation. You're out walking, and you're walking with your service dog. The e-bike hits the service dog, misses you. The service dog goes down. You're horrified. You pass out. You fall to the ground, suffer a head injury, a concussion, and a head injury. The e-bike identifies itself and apologizes. Do you have a claim in that situation, even though you weren't actually hit, but instead it was your service dog or your pet or something like that?
Is the dog okay?
Is what?
Is the dog okay?
The dog, I'd never make a hypothetical where the dog is seriously injured.
So if you're in the zone of danger and you suffer an acute psychiatric episode and you sustain physical injury Arizona recognizes a negligent infliction of emotional distress, and if it leads to physical injury, it's all related. You can make a claim. It's a lot harder to make a claim for an injured dog,
No.
but I don't know if you want to get into that.
We'll take dog bite cases. We won't take dog injury cases here at the firm. So all right, you're hunting with your neighbor. He's your best friend. You're out hunting doves in the desert out in Casa Grande or wherever they have doves, and a huge flock of doves fly up, and your neighbor takes a shot and accidentally misses the doves, but hits you with a BB there in the eye and puts out your eye. Do you have a claim against your neighbor?
Yeah, of course. Neighbor's homeowner's insurance most likely covers that type of claim. A firearm discharge claim is usually a homeowner's claim.
Dead of August, you go shopping, you load up with some juices and things in the back of your car. It's probably 120 outside, 110 inside the car. You start to get the juice out of your car, and the lid on the apple cider comes off, just explodes. It comes off and hits you in the head. Nearly puts out an eye, but at least you're terribly injured through no fault of your own because it's just so hot. You left the groceries in the car a little bit too long. But in that situation, no auto insurance, no homeowner's insurance. But do I have a claim?
Yeah, you might have a claim against the bottling company if it's a defective cap on the bottle.
Well, there used to be a lot of those exploding soda can or
Yeah,
soda bottles.
Coke bottles. Yeah.
Did it help that I shook it up before the top, before the top popped off?
I think what reduced some of those is there's a famous case that held a bottler liable even for a used bottle that they had bottled for an explosion that injured somebody's hand. And I think that's caused a lot of bottling plants to do a little bit more of an inspection before they bottle these things.
So there's a lot of accidents, a lot of things happen in life, and some of those you may have a claim. So if you want to know whether you have a claim after a certain accident or an injury, you need to call Alan Carpenter. You don't call me. I'm too old. So you call Fletcher Carpenter. What's the phone number here again? I forgot.
480-808-5075.